Alright, we're here up in the mountains. This is Joe. I'm not sure if you guys remember Joe from the last video. If you haven't seen the last video, this is Joe. Joe, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, at the moment I'm just working on a farm out in Cheviot and found myself here going for a wee hunt for the weekend, so that should be good.
What's the plan?
So we've got a little bit of a dilemma because we can either shoot up there, but there's pretty windy and I don't know if we're going to get up there and not be able to see anything, or we go back that way and go look for a deer instead of a chamois. So we're just trying to figure out what we should do first. Yeah, we found some deer tracks, but they all look a little bit old. So.
The deer are here, and there's been another fella walk up here in the last couple of days. So we just have to find where the animals are now. I'm assuming they're coming down and feeding on the grass in the valley because there's quite a bit of deer sign along here, and the clover's growing quite nice too. This time of year the deer really like to go down to the valley floor and feed on the new shoots of grass, and also that clover is pretty tasty stuff. I hate wet boots. I'm trying to keep my boots dry. Joe's just charged straight on in. I reckon this is the point of no return, and we're going to get wet feet. That's something to think about actually. Is it worth possibly breaking a leg or twisting an ankle just to keep your feet dry, or do you just charge across the river, or do you take your shoes and socks off?
Just charge across.
Yeah. So it's a good place to cross here. There's only one bit of swift water, and then there's an eddy, and then all the way across there's a slow bit of water in that eddy line there. Even though this is a pretty easy section of water and you could probably cross anywhere, it's a good idea to just recognise these stretches so that next time you're in the mountainous environment with a flooded river, you know exactly where to cross, where the current's not going to be so swift. That way you avoid coming to guts or up in the hills. Quite dangerous, this river crossing business. I reckon I'm going to do a bit of a series on river crossing and river safety. I've been saying that for years now. Soon. I hate wet feet. We've come across a bit of a dilemma. There's two sets of boot prints that are coming out of this valley fairly fresh, and the wind's also blowing straight upstream. It's a really hot day down here. It was freezing up on the divide, and down lower it's quite warm, so we don't know whether to keep pushing on up or to go up the side. It's also only mid-afternoon. We've got quite a few hours till sunset. What's the plan, Joe?
So we're going to shoot up this side so we can get a clear view and maybe check if there's some animals over this side. So hopefully we see something.
We were going to leave our stuff here, but I think we're going to take it with us just so we don't get separated from our equipment. I think. Bugger, it's not very far up the hill. We're going to go up there and have some lunch and then just hang out in the forest. Might give Joe a navigation lesson or something. But we reckon the animals are going to be over here because the last boot prints have gone up around the corner and there's quite a bit of deer sign just downstream, so we're not going to go any further. Hopefully the animals are down this bottom end. It's a bit of a gamble, but I think we're going to take it. I think we made the right call to stick in this area because it looks like there's quite a few animals have been living here over winter. I was hoping to get a shot of Joe puffing, but she's just holding her breath, pretending she's not puffed. Oh. Cheers. Cart. This is a pretty good spot to glass out of the valley. We're just having a phone off, Samsung versus iPhone. There you go, so Matt Toaster doesn't allow you to zoom right in, whereas this one I've got, I'm not sure what it's called, does.
I don't know how to do that. I've never done it before.
Joe's got quite a lot in common with all the rest of us males in that she doesn't actually read instructions first. We're here anyway, we're here now, and this is a pretty good area to look at this other basin. It's big country, but there's a lot of green just over there, so we're hoping that we'll be able to sit here for a few hours, and when it starts to get dark we'll see an animal moving. We might leg it down and then leg it back up that other ridge so we can get in a closer position to shoot, because I don't have a rangefinder. I've got this flash new suppressor on my gun here from a fella. If it performs, they will be available for sale on my website, which is currently being built. Oh, I've just seen some animal tracks on that scree slope over there. Right in the centre of screen there you can see some animal tracks on that slope. That was pretty classic. Joe was just making it on the backpack and I said you can put it on the dirt, it's clean dirt, so she did and put it right on a piece of possum shit. So it turns out it's not that clean after all. Pretty awesome knife pouch here, made by Hamish Graham from HGD Designs, or Hamish Graham Designs, HGD? Oh, HGD Designs. Hamish Graham Designs. Not too sure how that works, but it says right there HGD Designs. So if you want to get yourself an awesome knife, knife pouch, sorry, get a hold of Hamish and he'll custom make one for you. You send him your knife and he makes it perfectly to fit the knife, makes the pouch a perfect fit for the knife. There you go. We're going to cruise down the ridge and see if we can find, oh hello, it's a stoat trap. See if we can find some more clearings down that end to have a look at, because we've still got a couple of hours till dark. We'll both go stir crazy if we just sit here all day. It's the mouldy possum bait station. We can't actually see the clearings now that we've walked all the way down here, so we're just going to walk all the way back up again and hang out until it gets dark. It's not really how I plan the day to happen. I envision us climbing to the top of a mountainside with glorious, spectacular views, and in the tussocks and Spaniard fields with chamois running around, but it's pretty cloudy over the other side of the hill, I think. It's like following a herd of grandmas through the forest. Joe's put some kind of strong smelling perfume on, and it, no shit, it's like taking my grandma hunting. She's also not very good at walking quiet yet. It's like following a hefflump through the forest. I don't know if that's going to make YouTube, me being mean to Joe on camera, but a fair call, she's pretty noisy and pretty stinky. Right, we're back to square one, waiting till it gets dark again. Might have to get Joe some new boots. Lower. Get some lowers, they're good. Does your mum know you've stolen her boots to come hunting with?
She does.
She does?
Yeah.
She only had jandals, so she had to steal her mum's boots. They weren't even jandals, they're sandals, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sandals. Can't go hunting in sandals.
It's a bit of cut it.
That's some nice cutting there, Joe.
No. You needed to let me practice first.
I'm going to practice cut and then video it.
Yeah, just pretend like I know what I'm doing. Why can't I cut it?
Yeah, today, mate.
Oh, there we go. There.
Go rubber cutting 101. And just teaching Joe how to light a fire in the woods. She already knows how to light a fire. I'm just teaching her how to light a real good fire by building it from the bottom up and building a good base and then lighting the fire on top of your little log cabin that you've built. Now that we've made the fire and got the billy rack crossbar thing going, we just realised that the billy's actually down the hill with the rest of our shit, so we can't even have a cup of tea. going to go this way because we're getting pretty sick of just sitting here waiting for it to get dark. We're going to go walk up the top and hopefully be able to see a bit more country. And fingers crossed there's going to be a deer over there because it's the only couple of guts that are green. Everything else is really brown. These two guts are really green. There's deer sign on the bottom of the valley, so all the signs are pointing to deer being over there on that hill. We still have to climb down, go across, climb up and shoot them and get our shit on the way across. I don't know if we're going to get any animals tonight, but if we sit here till dark and then see them right on dark, maybe we can make a plan to get them in the morning if we can't get them tonight. So either or, it's a win-win. Now that you know about the orangutans, are you concerned?
Very concerned. Not going to buy any more milk.
That's bullshit and you know it. Anyone else out there? I'm going to stop buying milk. You may be asking why the not buying of milk is going to help, but it's because Fonterra is responsible for 25% of the palm kernel importation or exportation. Anyway, they buy 25% of the world's palm kernel husk, which is used to feed dairy cows. You know, that's where the milk story fit in. What's that? Pig rooting.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Oh, too slow. Too slow, Joe.
Oh, that's
Some
so annoying.
pigs have been rooting in our forest. She was just asking me if there was pigs up here, and I said there's probably a few. Then she told me a story how she'd seen all these pigs the other day but didn't have a knife and chased them down, tried to catch them with a, what'd you have?
Quick enough.
A hoe or something, a grubber.
With rubber.
She was too slow, Joe. You can see where his nose has been digging up in there. We've just come up onto the slip here, and there's been quite a sizable rockfall on the other side of the valley, so there could be an animal moving over there. Oh, there's another rockfall over there. Bugger if I know. Maybe it's just change of temperature. Rocks are starting to fall that time of the day.
We just had a wee class around here. It's still a little bit early, but we didn't see anything, so we're just going to go back to our other spot and see if we can spot something from there.
Wow, another hour's gone by and we still haven't seen any deer. The sun's dropped below the horizon and it's just getting on to deer o'clock now. Joe asked me what time it was and I said deer o'clock, and she didn't understand what I was talking about. I had to tell her deer o'clock's when it's that last hour of sunlight, or that last hour of daylight, when the deer start moving. We're in a perfect position. There was deer prints all over the riverbed. I guess there was also people prints, so someone's been in here recently, but hopefully they were just in here this morning and they haven't pushed the animals out of the area, because this is the only patch of green grass that we can see for miles, just here and just up there, and that literally that whole valley is covered in green grass. So hopefully, if I was a deer, I'd be over there anyway, just about to come out of the forest. We haven't bloody seen any yet, but we might soon. We're living in hope. You're supposed to tell everyone what's going on, Joe.
Oh, well, we didn't see anything, so we figured that we may as well just boot down, back down to where we saw the sign, and then hopefully something will pop up there.
We're both trying to remember how to get back down again. And this, folks, is why you don't leave piles of gear in the bush. You take your gear with you, because it avoids situations such as this, where we can't remember where we put our stuff. We kind of know where it is, down here. It's on the side of the hill somewhere. We just can't really remember exactly where. Well, we've come up to the top of the hill. Well, not quite. We're just up the snow line now. And there's a lot of tracks. That bloody wind. I've been hurting on my front. There's a lot of tracks going up the hill, up there, snow up over the top. We just saw two chamois. We saw one young one that we thought we'd knock over for me because it was pretty
fairly close to where we came in, or under, probably just over a kilometre from the vehicle, and then I completely missed it. The shot went right over the top. And a real good buck ran out right in front of us and ran across the slip, and I didn't have time to get the camera set up. He was pretty close and he kept running and running and running. Then finally he stopped and I had another shot and pulled that one too, just completely cocked it up. Didn't have a good rest, shot didn't feel good, and they both legged it over the top. Now we're at the top where they legged it over and there's no sign of him, and there's not really any steep bluffs up there. There's only those faces up there which are kind of bluffy, and there's a whole bunch of tracks heading up right over that horizon line up top, which is a bugger. A little bit concerned that we're going to cross these snowfields here, and then once they warm up, we're going to be sinking up to our knees. So at the moment it's not too bad. It's really bright. We should have brought sunglasses up, so I don't really want to go snowblind, but we're going to head over across the snowfield, and then hopefully on that horizon line over there might be some animals, because there's heaps of tracks headed that way. Pretty standard, you get to the edge of the skyline and then there's another skyline. It looks pretty steep just below us, so we're in a pretty good area for them.
So we've come around the mountain, we've hit a big bluff, and with the wind up our bum, I don't think we're going to have a lot of luck. So we reckon that we'll go back and just glass the bottom area and hopefully we'll see something.
It's getting pretty hot up here now, so the chamois are probably bedded down. Bit of a bugger, I missed those first two. Should have just let Joe shoot.
No. I wouldn't have got them.
Some pretty nice country around here, but it's a long way from the road up to here. It's taken us a couple of hours to get up this high. I don't know, how long has it taken us?
Oh, I reckon about 2 hours, do you reckon?
Probably that, eh?
Not too bad.
We've been going pretty hard though. We're pretty fit buggers. Yeah, what just happened, Joe?
I was walking and flicked the bino strap just broke and it flipped and then all the way down there.
Brand new pair of Swarovskis down the hill. What? Oh, it's just the strap. Drop Jeff's babies off the cliff. How's Jeff going to feel about this?
Oh, we'll see.
It's quite a long way down over there, and we've still got to climb up the hill, back over there, and down now the hill to get back to the vehicle. So I've made the executive decision to stay up here and keep an eye on things while she climbs down and around the scree slope to the bottom of the cliff to try find the binos. I reckon they're a write-off. Just seen a chamois just down in this gut down there. Joe didn't actually see it because she didn't have any binoculars. So I grabbed my pair of Zeiss out that Julie and Dan gave to me. Thanks, Julian, they're bloody awesome. They've spied a few animals. And we've picked one up. It's just feeding down there. So the approach is going to be pretty easy. We're going to sneak down a ridgeline just on top and opposite it. And this time I think I might let Joe have a shot, seeing as I've already had 2 shots and missed twice. Pegged us, which is bizarre because he's way below us. We knocked a couple of rocks down coming down that shingle slip, and I guess they looked up and saw us, and we've just spied another one down there. There's 2 down there. Neither of them are a trophy by any means, but we didn't climb all the way up here just to look at the views. Maybe Joe can take Jeff a nice chamois head in return for losing his binos. So actually they're both pretty small. One's bedded down and the other one's standing on the ridge having a look around. Is that other one still there, Joe? One on the knob? Well, it's really steep country. It's going to be quite hard to stalk in them. And as soon as we get out of sight, they might freak out and bugger off. The only way really to come in is from this side, and we're going to be in full view the whole way. There's one on that little knob in the middle and one just to the right. What do you reckon, Joe? What do we do? Do you want to give it a crack?
Yes. For sure.
It'd be pretty sweet if we take Joe out hunting for the third time and get her an animal. So that's a stag, a yearling, and now a chamois. She's pretty lucky, this girl. She's got an animal on every hunting trip. Oh, one hunting trip she didn't get any animals, but every other hunting trip. What is it? 7 trips for 6 animals.
I think so.
Jammy. Well, we've kind of reached a point on the cliff where it's really steep. There's about 6 foot down there to go and then a little channel, but we don't know if when we get here we'll be able to get down that next channel. There doesn't look to be any rock holes just down there, does there, Joe? It's 50-50 and the animals have also pegged us and legged it up the hills. We don't even know if they're going to be there when we get around the corner. And it's just this little tiny bit we need to get down here. But she's pretty vertical. I don't know. It's marginal to say the least. But needless to say, we've decided to balls up and go down the hill instead of going around. It's been a bit sketchy. I had to do a couple of massive leaps. Well, not that massive, 6-foot leaps, but still, when you're on the side of a cliff, it feels kind of massive. Must make moves. You ready, Joe? Just stand on me before you wait on me. Well, we've come down close to where the chamois are. They're just over that peak behind us, but we're bluffed out again. We can't quite get into them, so it's really vertical everywhere. We're kind of at the end of a ridge line that just drops off in all directions. It may be that we have to climb right back up to the top of this basin again and traverse across to get out, but we're going to go a little bit higher and see if we can traverse across just over there. But I don't know, I don't rate our chances. It's pretty steep. Might be best to just head up that way, I think, and hopefully we can get out, because I don't really want to go up the way we came. I don't know if we'll be able to get up the way we came actually without some really dodgy climbing. So we should be right. It looks alright, pretty good there. We could see an escape route from up the top up over that side. It just means we'll have to backtrack a lot and go all the way back on top of the basin, and that's where we need to get out, just over there. So buggered. I don't even know what time it is. Must be past midday, eh? Is this your first time climbing around stuff like this? Dodgy shit?
Yeah, probably.
Obviously not scared of heights. Managed to follow me down all the bits, no worries. Just a bugger, those chamois pegged us and we can't get onto them, because if they hadn't seen us we could have done a nice easy stalk around here and then coming across to there and nailed them from that side, then gone up and got them, but instead of coming all the way down here. There's chamois hunting for you. So we just got a chamois. We actually continued on down the sketchy creek bit, came up to the bottom and made it up to where the chamois were, and then they were just legging it around the corner when we saw them, so we didn't manage to nail one of them, and then we gave up on those ones and decided to pull pin and head for home. We were just coming down this little gut here, and I came around the corner and there was one about 10 feet in front of me, jumped up, legged it down to the creek, so I ripped the rifle off my pack, tore up to the next ridge and smoked it if it was coming up the other side. I wasn't too worried about the size of its horns or anything. I just got a bit trigger happy, and if it was brown it was going down, and I managed to shoot it twice, mind you, not once. But first shot was on the shoulder, low shoulder, and I don't know where the second shot went. Must have been the spine shot, because it dropped it like a sack of potatoes. I'm pretty knackered. I think Joe's still full of beans, but we're just going to have a bit of a rest. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's quite hot at the moment. Beauty. Now we better butcher him. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So you see that wall that goes through, separating his chest from his belly?
Yeah.
So just feel that, and you see where it connects all the way around?
Yeah.
So what you got to do is put the knife right on that side and make a slit starting next to his backbone all the way round as far as you can go. Just roll the guts out as far as you can without tearing them. So yeah, just roll them out. Right, now you see they won't go any more, and that's just because where that liver is. Yeah, so right, you see right there, you can actually see it if you look in there.
Yeah.
That point right there. So get the knife. That's it, and then just cut around that side. Yeah, so stop there, and now just feel with your hands. It's still joining, should still be joined on right there. So you see that, right? See, it's, right there. So you need to cut through that. And that's where his liver kind of attaches to the diaphragm in the back. That's it right there. Yeah, so if you get behind, roll his guts most of the way out, you can actually do one cut around his diaphragm and then cut his kidneys and his liver off in one hit. Then once you've done that, then you can pull his whole gut bag out. That's it. So that's his poo tube there. See, you've got his poo tube?
Yeah.
Just lock that off and break that right there and tie a knot in it. So break that or cut it there, just at the top here. That's it. And then just tie a knot in that end so that stops his poo coming in and contaminating the meat.
Good wee trick.
Yeah. That's it. So that now there'll just be a little bit of that diaphragm holding his guts in. So pull his guts all the way out as far as you can. And then there should be a little flap of skin, and you just cut that with the knife. Yeah, so as you can see that bit attached to his liver, that's just the bottom end of his diaphragm. So now you've got all that out, you just need to cut across that bit right there. Yeah, all this bit, yeah, see that all that bit of skin, that's what's holding it in, that's the last of his diaphragm.
Oh, this
yeah, that bit, see that?
Yeah.
So on that first diaphragm cut, you're just trying to cut as much of that around as possible. Then you can roll the guts out, free his liver and his kidneys from that strip of skin that holds it to the back, roll it the rest of the way up, cut that diaphragm.
Boom.
Sweet as?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's two ways of doing this. You can either start right under the throat and cut all the way down and free his windpipe up. Let's do it that way. So cut him around the throat first. Yeah, right through his windpipe. Got his gold. Alright, now you want to slit all the way down his throat. That's it, and keep pulling that out and cut it all the way down. That's it, now you've got his windpipe there, just cut around it, kind of like the arsehole to free it up without cutting it through. And what Jack did the other day with that stag, he just put a cut straight through there and just cut that out right there. That's it, now reach in, grab his heart and his lungs in both hands, right at the top around the windpipe, so you should have both hands around that windpipe, and then you can kind of wrench your forearms upwards into his rib cage and wrench, that's it, pull it out all in one hit, that's it, rip it all out, nice. Now there you've got his heart and his lungs and his windpipe. And we're going to keep his heart to eat, I think, if it's not ruined. Where did I shoot him? Right through the lungs. Sweet, so we'll take his heart off and put that in the front pocket of my bag, I think.
Yeah.
Now it's traditionally you have to eat the heart of this first chamois that you shoot.
Again.
Well, I guess seeing as I shot it, we can probably let her off with that. Fair course, she just hoed into that stag's heart.
You gonna go for it?
No, that's not the first chamois I've shot, so I'm actually going to cook the heart before I eat it. I prefer him cooked than raw. Nice try, Joe, nice try.
There's honestly nothing bad about hunting. I feel like all parts are so good. Like there's a walk, and then there's a stalk, and then there's a shooting, so exciting, and then there's a gutting, and the cutting is just, oh, too good.
Bloody hell, now we've got to load her up the hill, down the hill, along the hill, back at the vehicles. This is awesome. I'm glad I'm bringing Jo hunting because she's carrying all my meat out too. Probably give her half of it when we get to the bottom because I'm such a nice fella. I might even let her carry the rifle back out too.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay, you can handle the jandal.
Oh yeah.
The plan was to let Jo shoot the animals so she could carry it all out, and I'd just tote her rifle around for it like a good hunting guide does, but I figure I'll put it to work. You pretty happy with that bag, Jo?
Oh, so good.
Is that the Kaipo model, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Pretty good, isn't it?
So good, I love it. I use it for everything, not even just hunting.
So Stony Creek has a new range of bags out that are really good. The last ones were a bit marginal, to say the least, and I told Brent, and he pulled them all off the shelf, and they totally redesigned the new backpack. Gave a big one for me to test out, and I suggested to make some alterations, and a few other fellas said make some alterations, and they did, and they're now producing it. Mine's called the Bullet. It's a 60 litre plus 10 litre, so 70 litre, or maybe it's 70 plus 10, 80 litre, I don't know. It's a bloody big pack. It's super comfortable. I've been thrashing it around for probably close on 7-8 months now, and it's bomb proof, so it gets my thumbs up. We're almost there. We just got one massive long downhill slog, and you can see the main highway. We're just looking for a chamois up there, the one that we spooked this morning, but we can't see him, so we're going to call it quits. And this right here, folks, is probably a chamois' favourite food at the moment. They just love these things. Smash them.